Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
What is happening, my friends? Welcome to another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it is politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real, so do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. On today's conversation, my friends, yours truly in Washington is doing what he does best, whine like a freaking baby. He recently, Charlamagne the God, radio Hall of Famer, podcaster, entertainment entrepreneur, you know Charlamagne the God of the Breakfast Club. He was recently on actually Trump's daughter-in-law's show. Lord Trump has a weekly program on Fox News called My View, and it can be a somewhat solo commentary to interviews, and she sits down with folks, mainly folks from her side of the aisle, but rarely she'll have somebody on the opposite side. And she had sat down with Charlamagne the God, and they discussed everything from who does he see being a contender for in 2028, what's his thoughts on the current climate politically, what is his grade of the administration, so on and so on. And so Charlamagne gave his 2 cents and on the administration, and Trump didn't like that. So of course he goes to Truth Social because he has so much other non-important things to do as president of the United States, and he goes out and goes on this rant about Charlamagne the God. So it's interesting. We're going to talk about it here on the show. Also, we're going to chop it up about some other recent headlines. I did not have the time to discuss the controversy going on over the American Eagle ad that starred actress Sydney, I believe her name is Sydney Sweeney, and it received backlash. So we're going to talk about it here on the program. But before I move forward, of course, I got to thank you all, my friends, the listeners, the viewers out there who take the time, 1 hour of your time to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. Please continue the momentum, my friends. Continue to share, and we just let everybody know about the Arrington Gavin Show. It is a thriving program, and we are just so honored to have the time with you on a daily basis. So before we head to a commercial break, be sure to like and subscribe if you happen to be streaming us on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is the Arrington Gavin Show. You can also stream us on the Goatverse TV app. The Goatverse TV app, it is free. It's a independent streaming channel that has so many amazing programs, from the Bare Naked Truth show to the singing songwriting competition, the full package, till politics and pop cultures with yours truly. And it's an amazing platform. So please be sure to download the app. It's free, available in the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, as well as Amazon Fire TV. Again, that is Goatverse TV, greatest of all time, Goatverse TV. In addition to that, you can check us out on wherever you listen to your podcast, whether that's Odyssey, iHeart, Spotify, wherever you listen. We're available on Apple. We're available on all major podcast platforms. You can also listen to us on the radio airwaves. Shout out to our listeners in the New Orleans area who's listening to us by way of WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights at 7 p.m. Central Time. Again, that's only on WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about. Then we're going to move it on to the Metro Atlanta region. You can check us out weeknights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on WDJY 99.1 FM. Straight Talk. Again, that is Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to the Arrington Gavin Show. So, my friends, today's fun fact. Did you all know that actor Omar Epps and rapper 2 Chainz are related? Did you know? The Grammy-winning rapper and veteran actor recently discovered they were actually related despite their careers having overlapped in music and acting without public acknowledgement of the family ties. So the interesting thing is, my friends, and for those who are unfamiliar who they are, Omar Epps, veteran actor, starred in roles House, Juice, Love, and Basketball, just to name a few. Obviously 2 Chainz, everybody know 2 Chainz. Yeah, that was kind of corny, but 2 Chainz, my boy. I'm a huge 2 Chainz fan. They recently had collabed on a project, a short film titled Red Clay, which they co-wrote and co-executive produced. Now, the film, which premiered at an Atlanta Film Festival, tells the story of a young man named Nook growing up in Atlanta and facing challenges related to poverty and his mother's drug addiction. The funny thing is, during the process of working on this film, the two discovered that they're actually related, that they're cousins. And so it's just so interesting because you really just never know. My wife and I, we were celebrating a dear friend's birthday over the weekend, and the group that they just kept on discussing how one of his guests that arrived, her and my wife looked they looked very like they could have been related, and they just said, "Oh my gosh, y'all gotta be y'all related some kind of way." Everybody just kept on talking, "Oh my gosh, y'all related some kind of way," and I don't know if it's any I'm pretty sure it's no relation. It's just that they happen to have similar features, and just style and things like that. But the interesting thing is, y'all, you just never know. So many days people can come across, what is it, with those ancestry.com and all the DNA testing and things like that. Man, you never know. You never know. This world is so interesting that we live in, and to have 2 very popular individuals, 2 separate industries, different career paths, and all of a sudden they find out that they're cousins. Cuzzo. Like it's dope. I mean, I call everybody fam regardless. I'm just that kind of person. But that is our fun fact of today. So again, actor Omar Epps and rapper 2 Chainz are cousins. They are family. So first of all, talented family that is. Might I say. My friends, look, we're going to take a commercial break. We're going to be back with more here on the Arrington Gavin Show, so please don't go anywhere.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit, and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs. And we're gonna bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create. From weddings to corporate events and everything in between, we specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
All right, my friends, welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. Welcome back. Well, look, I want to start it off first with this story that I opened up the show by sharing how the president has been reacting to his critics, those who disagree with them. He decides to personally insult and whine and this and then and it's just it's so old, Donald. It is so old. Yet you only folks who realize that they're in trouble, they pout, so they pout, they whine, this and that and the other. Let me go ahead and share this clip from a recent interview of Laura Trump. She sat down with Charlamagne the God of the hit radio program The Breakfast Club, and they were discussing politics, and she asked Charlamagne a question and how what will be his grade on the new administration and this and that and the other, and he gave you his honest opinion. And so obviously Trump didn't like what he had to say, and so he's been going on this rant on social media. So let me go ahead and play you that clip, and we'll talk on the other side.
Coming on My View.
Laura, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
You did Breakfast Club. I had to return the
Yeah, we're trying to reciprocate. I appreciate that very much. So look, we're 6 months into President Trump's second term in office. Now, I know you've been critical. You've had your bones to pick with President Trump. If you took his name out of it and looked solely at what has happened, the policies and the things that have changed around the world and in our country over the first 6 months, how do you rate his presidency so far?
I wouldn't give it a good rating,
Why not?
Simply because, the least of us are still being impacted the worst. Like when you look at something like, the big, beautiful bill, that's something that, I'm going to benefit from because of the tax bracket that I'm in. But, there's going to be so many people that's hurt by that bill. And, anything that, takes away Medicaid from people and is going to put people in a worse financial situation than, they were previously in, I'm not for. And, he ran on that. Like he ran on, the economy. He ran on saying that, grocery prices are going to be down. And,
That has happened.
No.
Inflation is trending. Thanks for coming on My View.
Laura, thank you.
Medicaid, we want to make sure that people who are not actual recipients or shouldn't be getting Medicaid are off of Medicaid so it can actually benefit more people. There is good stuff in that bill, though. You have the 2017 tax cuts that are made permanent, and that really is for everybody.
For who, though?
But that's for everyone. Everyone in this country is impacted by that. You also have things, by the way, like money going to school. Medicaid, we want to make sure that people who are not.
So right there, hold on, let me mute that sound. So right there, she asked Charlamagne the God for his opinion. He gave his opinion, and of course she's gonna help make her father-in-law look good and saying, well, everything he's been doing is great, X, Y, and Z, and this and that and the other. I mean, obviously I have got a bonus from it because look, I have my own show now thanks to him. I mean, come on now. Laura Trump her career has grown being the daughter-in-law of Donald Trump, the president. She has had 2-3 programs. She's been the or I don't know if she still is, but she was the co-chair or vice chair of the Republican Party. So her alone obviously has had benefits. And look, Charlamagne is being very very honest with it. He said, look, tax brackets are only benefiting folks like myself who is in a position where, look, I'm made a lot of money in my past, so those tax brackets are going to benefit me, but they're not going to benefit the majority, and that's very true. all of what Trump is doing is to benefit the rich. Removing SNAP, that's hurting a majority of people that looks for, the thing is, this world is not built off of wealthy people. The majority are not wealthy. The majority are folks who work paycheck to paycheck. Okay. Then you have folks losing their health care. Why? For tax breaks. You have an end to Department of Education. So now funding to schools in lower income communities are going to hurt. Like literally, the poor is getting poorer. The rich is getting richer. That is a thing. That is we are witnessing that in front of our eyes. That big beautiful bill is not so beautiful. We've witnessed so many federal cuts that is hurting institutions, hurting foundations that are meant to impact certain communities. We see folks losing their jobs, as I mentioned earlier, folks losing their health care. And to say that, well, it's some great things in that bill. It's just really, you're gonna give him a low grade. Why wouldn't you? And see, the thing is, this administration is trying so hard to distract folks away from the important things, at least from what most people are talking about. Most of the voters, they want to hear about this Epstein list, but yet they try to, the administration tries to distract and say, well, let's instead of doing that, let's have a whole hearing about how the health decline of Joe Biden during his administration. Really we all saw with our eyes that Joe Biden was declining. We don't think anybody in that administration should be prosecuted because we witnessed a man who is extremely old, literally, like he had multiple moments showing of a decline. So that's you're wasting taxpayer dollars on these hearings and wasting time. They could be doing so many other important things rather than worry about the health of Joe Biden. Look, the Democrat took a L because they had tried to act like he was A-okay, which he was not. They were acting like he was so suited to run for re-election, which he was not. They you had folks in media cover it up as well. That's why Jake Tapper had really received some heat because he wrote a book basically saying he knew about this, but he did not share that. And it's messed up. It's messed up. You have the former press secretary. She literally leaves. Once that her term was up, she left the Democratic Party. So it's a whole cluster. But once again, we're going back to the grade on Trump's grade so far while he's been in office. Something else that Charlamagne had spoke about, and that was excuse me, I got a tickle in my throat. One thing that he had spoken about that really caught my attention is the current Republican Party is in shambles. He says that you have a lot of the traditional Republicans that are trying to rebuild or lead the party, because we all know you have the Republican Party and you have the MAGA Party. MAGA is his own one party. They've been in the lead for a while, because you had at the time when he started when he entered into politics, Trump, that is, he came out with this, MAGA, Make America Great Again. So many folks follow behind it. Now they're taking over. But you see so many Republicans that are starting to have issues with it. They're like, oh my gosh, we don't like this, we don't like that, we don't like this. And so you have movements like the Lincoln Party, which were basically never Trump Republicans. You have folks who are starting these movements. You have folks that literally are called like leaving MAGA. Like that's how intense it is, and it's all around the place. And so I totally agree with what Charlamagne is saying. The traditional Republicans are really walking away from how this Republican Party is currently acting. One, they're not on one accord whatsoever. You saw the issues they had with this big beautiful bill. You had guys like Rand Paul out of Kentucky. You had Josh Hawley. So many folks were in disagreements with that. And on top of that, I go back to the Epstein files. How long has this administration spoken about, oh yeah, we're going to share this, we're going to share that? Look, you're sharing MLK files. You say you got this, you got that, but yet everything that you had gaslit about this Epstein files, now it's a hush hush. Why is that? And now you have your base asking questions, and that's their kryptonite. That is they cannot skip around that question or that conversation. They're gonna have to answer some questions that are being asked from the people, but they continue to stay hush hush. Now, how long they're gonna make it last, we don't know. I think he's gonna continue to I guess he thinks it can just die off and people are going to get tired of the whole Epstein thing and it's just going to move on. No, it's not. They are serious. The recent Turning Point USA conference that consists in all young conservatives, I think that are like, either out of college or currently in college. Charlie Kirk asked a question on, hey, by show of hands, how many of y'all, are upset on this Epstein list or want to know about the Epstein list? Everybody raise their hand. You have Trump voters saying, I feel betrayed. I feel like, how is anything he's saying is truthful at this point now? Because see, MAGA is a cult. MAGA, you have a lot of cult followers with this MAGA thing, and they listen. Once you gas these folks up, and then they all of a sudden feel like they've been lied to. Oh, they're heartbroken now, but they want answers, and when it will happen, we don't know. But I tell you one thing: the Democratic Party, if they were smart, they would capitalize on this. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is they don't have a winning strategy at this point. Instead of them, talking about one situation, sometimes you just need to just be quiet and let this thing ride. Because James Carville said it best too. He's like, look, the Republican Party, the more they talk, the more it hurts them. Seriously, the more they talk, the more it hurts them. And so when it comes to the transgender conversation, that's the Democrats' kryptonite. Because see, that's the ammunition that the right has against the Democrats. Shoot, that's what really another thing that really helped Trump win this recent election. Because you have the conversation of, hey, should transgender athletes be allowed to play in women's sports? That's the biggest conversation right now happening, and it's the biggest issue I think that are hurting the left, hurting the Democratic Party. That's one issue that is helping the Republican Party. That helps them inherit a lot of newcomers to their party. But now with this Epstein thing, it's interesting. Let me read you before I move forward to this next headline. I want to read you specifically what Donald Trump had said on Truth Social in regards to Charlamagne the God. He said, the very wonderful and talented Laura Trump, whose show is big rating success, put racist sleazebag Charlamagne the God while he is allowed to use the word God when describing himself. Can anyone imagine the uproar they would be if I use? See, here's the issue. Here's the thing. Trump is I, me. Like, what? Like, it gets so old. He gets so old. Like, why does he whine about? Imagine if I would in that. Oh, gosh. I mean, someone needs to take this old man's phone away from his hands. All he does is just whine. Like, he does more tweeting than he actually does with his, with his job entitles. All he does is talk about himself, talk about this, all he does is talk about himself, and he tweets. That's it. That's all he does. And makes awful jokes because he's not a comedian. In addition to that, he says he's a low IQ individual. So now he's, talking about his intelligence, has no idea what words are coming out of his mouth, and knows nothing about me and what I have done. Just ending 5 wars, including a 31-year battle between Republic of Congo and Rwanda, where 7 million people have died, and there was no end in sight. He didn't know that, or India, or in Pakistan, or wiping out Iran nuclear capabilities, or closing the horrendous open border or creating the greatest economy. What greatest economy, dude? What greatest economy? They keep on saying, well, grocery prices, the prices are declining now. I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not. That's what kills me. All it takes is one person to say, well, they're up, and then someone's gonna follow it and continue to explode. People, when I talk with folks just in general, they don't see any difference in the grocery. They don't see a different decline in grocery price. No, they're like, oh no, they're still high. They're high. So I don't know what they're talking about. Let's see here. He goes on again talking about Joe Biden administration, because that's what he's going to continue to do. He ends it by saying, but this dope Charlamagne would vote for Sleepy Joe or Kamala. Remember 1 year ago our country was dead. Now it's the hottest country anywhere in the world. MAGA, or Make America, I mean, Lord, this man gives me a headache. Now, Charlamagne did respond. If I can find, let me find. Okay, perfect. So, Charlamagne responded by saying, President Trump was better off going after Urkel, though, because he is really scraping the bottom of the black barrel coming at me. You can't go from MLK Jr., President Obama, Oprah, Beyonce to a sleazebag named Leonard. Anyways, yes, I believe is a political coup happening in the Republican Party, and I appreciate Laura Trump for having me on My View last night to talk about the among its many of other things. Let's discuss. I mean, what would you do without Charlamagne? I tell you, I've always respected Charlamagne. I respect his opinion. He's always been a person that excuse me, will come after both sides when need be. And if Trump does something good, he'll talk about it. He's fair, but he doesn't hold his tongue. He doesn't hold back, and that's what we need. We need more folks like those. I try to be as honest and blunt as I can, without sounding biased, because at the end of the day, I feel like there's issues happening on both sides of the aisle. You have corruption happening on both sides of the aisle, and then you also have folks that are not allowing the true leaders to lead. Right? I've been in conversations with, in my opinion, true leaders that mean well, that are capable of doing an amazing job if elected, or that is in office, but yet they push those in the back burner. They push them in the back rows and they keep the ones that, in my opinion, abuse their power in the front. Because everybody love money. Everybody love money. But I just felt like sharing that with you all because what else is new, when it comes to Washington? I agree on the grade. I think they're doing an awful job. There's stuff I could somewhat give credit. I know recently, I think Trump signed an executive order to, man, got a little tickle. Basically bringing back those those health physicals in high schools. I know I forget the name, but when I was in school, we used to take these physicals where you had to do like the mile run, you had to do pull-ups, certain amount of push-ups, this and the other. Bringing back fitness into the school. We still have PE class, but those physicals, I do think that was a good thing. So boom, you get a 1 point for you, Mr. President, on that aspect. But the remainder, sir, yes, you are benefiting one side of the aisle. You are benefiting one group of folks as far as on a class basis. Your main focus is to put an end to liberal media. Your main focus is to continue to bash folks that criticize you, which is childlike for a person who's damn near 80. And I don't know, I just it puts a bad taste in my mouth. But Charlamagne did it in a respectable way. I mean, obviously, he knew Lord Trump is the daughter-in-law of President Trump, but he gave his honest opinion, and it's the truth. It's I can't continue to repeat myself, but it's the truth. It's facts. My friends, let's digress from this story. I want to move it on to another big story that has been surfacing the news waves and the internet. So American Eagle had recently shared a campaign. American Eagle is jeans, by the way, and they shared a campaign that starred actress Sydney Sweeney, and it received some backlash. So let me read you this. This is reported by the Hollywood Reporter. American Eagle, they recently responded to its Sydney Sweeney campaign, which has been the subject of yada yada. Let me read you here. Okay, says here, Sydney Sweeney has great genes. The campaign said Sydney Sweeney has great genes, is and always was about the genes. Her genes, her story will continue to celebrate how everyone wears their American Eagle jeans with confidence, their way. Great genes look good on everyone. Now, the campaign, let's see here. Okay. Saying genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality. Hold on, let me. I'm trying to find my place with this. Hold on. Okay, so the clip that finds Sweeney saying genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue. The line inspired a wild debate with countless online critics weighing in about whether it's just a harmless yet fun play on words, great genes versus great genes, or if the ad had hidden meaning. Because Sweeney has blonde hair, blue eyes, users claim that the ad was designed to promote eugenics, or is a subtle nod to Nazi propaganda, despite the fact that American Eagle has long been inclusive in its advertising and with a Jewish CEO at the helm. It is one of the loudest and most obvious racialized dog whistles we've seen and heard in a while alleged a woman on TikTok with 400 followers who has posted multiple videos on the subject, including one with 1.4 million views. Now, let me share, and this might be the same person who I'm about to let y'all listen to. For those who are streaming us right now, you're gonna be able to put a face to it. But let me let's see here. Let me find that clip for you all. Here we go. Check this out and let me know, let me know what y'all think. We'll talk about it on the other side.
Got me too. And I don't know why. Maybe because it's just so blatant. I keep thinking that people just are not going to believe us until we're hung out there. But then even then, I feel like they'll be like, oh, no. Kind of like they are with. I see the same perpetual self-imposed victimhood. You know, I did a post about saying, hey, like, these are the action steps that we really need to see from the good whites. Where I said, I need protection. Put my cash out. And she goes, well, would you just rather white women just not follow you at all anymore? Because and I'm like, yeah, definitely unfollow me. If you thought you being here and clicking a follow button was doing me a favor, same as that one guy, whatever his name was. Descendant of the oppressor. He's like, well, Lindsay still does a good job and I appreciate her work and labor, so I'm going to still follow her. No, definitely unfollow me. If you are any type of person, but especially a white woman who's coming to this platform thinking you're doing me a favor by clicking a follow button, leave now. Immediately now. Because honey boo boo, not this person, I'm doing you a favor by showing up and calling you out. Yep, that got me too.
Okay, so I'll be honest. And one thing you gotta know, I am as black can be, and I love my black people, and I love I do all I can to be a good example, representing representing the community. I don't speak for the whole community at all. I speak for myself and my family, but I try to sometimes give my honest opinion without sounding like I'm what's the word I'm looking for? Okay, I'll say it like this. I personally think this is a prime example of when the extreme left does a little bit too much, because again, it's a jeans brand. It's a jeans brand. First thing I did not see and thought of was, wait a minute, what are they trying to say? Because he said good jeans, they're gonna say, oh wow, they're gonna go like me personally, I didn't see that. I think this is another example of why a lot of folks will leave the Democratic Party, because they will go a little bit too overboard with this. Like personally, I want to ask you all, what did you think of this this jeans campaign? Were you offended? Were you offended with the campaign? Because for one, let me tell you something. There's been multiple companies, and maybe it's different now because this administration put an end to the DEI program, diversity, equity, inclusion programs in Washington. But and saying, companies think we don't have an initiative, we don't have a quota we have to meet, boom, we're fine. But trust and believe, companies will, well, I can't speak for them to say, hey, if they knew they were wrong, then it would, be an outpour. But I'll be honest, if this was such a huge issue, have you heard of any civil rights groups coming at aim to American Eagle? I haven't. Did you hear liberal media talk about this issue or this campaign? No, you see a lot of the right talk about it because they make it into a big issue. They catch one person who is, like I said, extremely liberal, and then they're like, oh, see, bam, but see this and the other, this is a perfect example, and they cash on that and they continue to extend it. Let's see here. Yeah, American Eagle, Sydney Sweeney has great genes. It, for one, it's, again, it's a jeans ad. It's a jeans commercial. They have a very popular actress who is a, a pretty lady wearing jeans, wearing freaking jeans. I really think this is it's a comical issue in my opinion, y'all. I'm sorry. It really is. And I hope that the, leaders in the left don't broaden this story or speak on this in the, because there are probably going to be some elected officials that will share this, in Washington, this and the other. But that's it, again, that's a prime example of that right there, my friends, is not going to help the Democratic Party. I'll be very honest. I don't think this issue will help the Democratic Party at all. I think something like this will hurt the party. I don't know who this person that was, crying on social media, but obviously it's somebody that, it went viral. So she has a personal accomplishment, even though she was being so emotional and this and any other. But I don't see this being a big issue. As I mentioned earlier, American Eagle, defended the ad. They're not taking it down. Yeah, they're not taking it down. And so we will continue to follow up. I don't even know. I mean, this is national news, by the way. I mean, I'm looking at NPR, Associated Press, CNN, Hollywood Reporter, Fox News. People, everybody's talking about this, and I just think this is a wasted time issue, in my opinion. But what do y'all think? Am I wrong? If I'm wrong, please let me know. Hit me up on Instagram at the Arrington Gavin Show. You can DM me, or you can email me through our website. Our website is www.theagshow.com. Again, that's www.theagshow.com. We're going to take a commercial break, my friends. We'll have a lot more here on the Arrington Gavin Show, so please do not go anywhere. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
What's up, y'all? Welcome now.
And we still in traffic.
I don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up. Yeah, this that new GoatVerse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
Jazeera Learning Institute, LLC, is a hybrid learning center that strives to educate adults and children in all fields. During the day, we offer programs that are focused on developing students from pre-K to 12th grade, which includes tutoring, homeschool co-op, an after-school program, SAT, ACT prep, and many more engaging academic programs. Our adult education programs include workforce trainings, GED prep, life coaching, various seminars, and many more. Our vision is to train and educate in a positive way that will lead to a positive change in the world, one person at a time. For more information, visit us online at JazarenLearningInstitute.com or call us at 757-208-7407.
All right, my friends, welcome back to the show. Welcome back. So recently, I know I've spoken about it on the show before, but I want to speak on it again because it continues to open up being a really possibly a really sad case that is occurring here. So as you know, Corporation for Public Broadcasting funder of NPR and PBS says it will end operations within months after the federal budget cuts. So the funding for NPR, which I'm a fan of, I listen to NPR, listen to a lot of their programs. I also am a fan of their Tiny Desk series, which I think everybody is a true fan of. It's a series of concerts that they do at one of the headquarters at NPR. I believe it's in California, and they will have musicians from all genres, all different types of genres, rock, country, jazz. They did a showcase when it was like Black Music Month or Black History, Black Music Month. They will have artists from all generations, from each generation. You have the oldies, you have the early 2000s to to the current stars now. It's dope. It is dope. But the sad thing is, due to these federal budget cuts, Tiny Desk series is going to be unknown right now because that's under NPR. That's on NPR's they aired on their YouTube channel. And so this could possibly be the end of Tiny Desk, which it still is unknown of who is interested in investing or giving gonna be like the funder for NPR and PBS. I mean, you have so many billionaires in the world who I would say are supporters of NPR and PBS, so it will be beneficial for them to invest. But again, hey, we don't know yet. But just imagine, y'all, if it's the end of Tiny Desk. Like, oh my goodness. I mean, my wife and I, we have little concerts in the house when we check out a Tiny Desk series. I remember, it's funny story. An artist by the name of Alan Stone. When I tell you, he has one of the most soulful, one of the not just he's one of my all-time favorite voices of all time at the moment. He is one talented individual. But my wife and I, we were watching this guy, Alan Stone, and the funny thing is he's a white guy. He looks like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. I mean, got a head full of hair, hippie dude, but he sounds so soulful, so soulful. And he was singing a song called "I Will Give You Blue." My wife loved that song, and I heard him from he was on a show called Daryl's House. It's Daryl Hall from Hall & Oates. He had a show on TV where he brought in other artists, and he will cover their songs, they will cover his songs, and they'll sit down and talk. It was called Hanging at Home with, or Daryl's House, something like that. Dope show. And I came across Alan Stone. I'm like, oh, I really like this guy. So my wife and I, we both were fans of him, but we just never really, I would say his name, but my wife, at the time really didn't know his name, but she just knew his songs, his music. And first thing I'm like, oh, this is Alan Stone. I like this guy. And my wife had been playing the song around the house, and I didn't know the artist's name. I just, I knew the song. I'm like, oh, this is a great song. So by the time we both sit down and we hear this person, we're like, hey, this is Alan Stone. Oh, she's like, oh, that's my favorite song. I'm like, oh yeah, that is a song you. And I'm like, oh, it's funny how we put two and two together. But the moral of that story, and the funny thing is, at the time, my wife and I, we were trying to find a song to have our first dance at our wedding. We could not find. It wasn't that we couldn't agree to a song. We didn't know which song to play. We didn't know which song it would be. And we both said, oh, this is it right here. And it was I Will Give You Blue. That's the song we had our first dance on. And it was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But I say all that because without the NPR Tiny Desk series, we would not have come across that song, nor come across, the artists and stuff. So again, it's very sad that this could be a possibility that it could be the end of Tiny Desk. Because, and it could be the end of NPR, it possibly could be the end of PBS. We don't know. Let's hope for, let's not hope for the worst, but we just don't know. And so I just want to keep y'all up to speed with that story there. Let me, looking at my time, I want to end it off with this story that I came across on. This was on the Christian Broadcast Network, CBN, which CBN is actually headquartered in my home area here in Virginia. And when I came across this story, I'm like, oh, okay, let me talk a little bit about this. This is interesting story here. So let me see if I can find the. Here we go. So recently, a Louisiana pastor fired from his second job as a librarian in preferred pronoun dispute. Okay. Now, to get fired as a librarian, that's pretty, like, you have to really be a piece of work to get fired for being a librarian. Like, how, no disrespect to librarians out there, but I'm just saying, like, it's, I know it's a lot of work to run a library, multiple books, making sure you get the right shipment in, this and any other. I get it. But when you're let go, especially off of a pronoun dispute. Now, let me read you this article, and then I'll give you my take on this. So, a bivocational pastor in Louisiana says he was fired from his second job as a librarian because he declined to use the preferred pronoun of a coworker. Luke Ash is the gentleman's name, is the pastor of Stevendale Baptist Church in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and worked a second job at the East Baton Rouge Parish Library to support his family and his children. As him and his wife have 4 kids together. Ash appeared on Washington Watch with Tony Perkins to recount the ordeal, telling the host that he decided to take a job as a librarian after working as a truck driver. Okay. I quote, he says, I thought the library would be probably better for the hours so that I could give more of my time to the church and my family, adding that he and his family moved from Indiana about 6 months ago. Ash explained that he was planning to keep his position long term and saw it as a good opportunity to witness and be a light. Quote here, he says, part of the job of a pastor is to disseminate information, and so I was going to still play a part of that in my tent making job. Tent making is the term used by bivocational ministers, referring to the fact that the Apostle Paul mentions in the Bible that he had to work as a tent maker to earn enough money to continue in ministry. After 4 months working as a interdepartmental loan technician, Ash says he was reprimanded for not using the preferred pronoun of a transgender colleague during a conversation with another coworker. Let me stop there because that kind of really just gives you the full story. He was let go because he did not use the preferred pronoun of a coworker. Now, in my opinion, he should have been fired. Okay. And the reason why I say that, y'all, is because when it comes to the workplace, to make it a big deal on, I mean, either you have to be respectful to all people. Now, you might not agree with that that stance, but at the end of the day, that's what that person wants to be addressed as. Then you have to address that person. I'm sorry. I mean, I just think that if you're gonna be that disrespectful to your coworkers, I don't think that's the place for you to work. Start your own business or go somewhere where you can, it's you could get away or say whatever. But if you continue to refer to that person and will call them, they're the gender they were born with, instead of calling them by their preferred gender, to me it's disrespectful. Again, you don't have to agree with the stance, but you do have to respect other people's wishes. And I do think he was in the wrong for that. That's just my honest opinion. People will always say, well, it's America, I have my right to say whatever and this and any other. And that's the sad part, because at the end of the day, we live in a world where we have discrimination all around, right? We have literally racist groups that walk around with their flag and with their hateful verbiage. And this, like, I literally was just talking about a white only community not so too long ago on the show. It's extremely disrespectful. Says here, I'm reading a quote. I was in a conversation with a coworker about someone that she was training, and I did not use the preferred pronouns in that conversation. He recounted. The coworker corrected me and said that the person that she was training preferred to be called he. I refused to use those preferred pronouns. Ash continued to say, the next day I was reprimanded by my supervisor and the head of reference, despite being presented with the library inclusivity policy. The pastor said he could not lie. That was the line for me. Now, to my knowledge, it's looking like he did not address this person to their face as he, but in what's the word I'm looking for? In confidence. He was having a private conversation, and the person said, the another person had corrected him, saying, hey, look, they'll be preferred as this. I'll be honest. I'm looking at my time. Gosh dang it, I'm running out of time. Well, I'll continue this on the next show, my friends. But read up on the story about this pastor, and do you think he was in the wrong, or do you think he was in the right? Give me your honest opinion on this, y'all. But yeah, that is my time. Continue to support the Arrington Gavin show. Weeknights available on all digital streaming platforms, as well as on the radio airwaves. Peace and blessings, y'all. Y'all take care. God bless. I'll see you soon for another great episode.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.